Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Reminder, as always, Brock Rock and Wine, we are less than 3 weeks away, Saturday, July 27th. Hope to see y'all there at Tiger Stadium for Brock Rock and Wine. Get your tickets at brortho.com, and Parish Construction Roofing. Your roof, we'd love to help you out. Parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. We have a Parish pinned there in the YouTube chat. It is, in fact, your boy's birthday. So I came into the office this morning. I have to show you all this, actually. I'm gonna get up from my seat real quick just so you can see what's on my chair. So I come into my office. Erica's got a happy birthday thing on my chair, birthday balloon. Hold on, I'm going to show you what else. I'm going to move the camera. This is going to be a little shaky, but I'm going to move the camera and show you what else E-Rock did. Hang on. Yep. So this is what I'm looking at here, right? We got happy birthday there, balloons, happy birthday strewn under the TV, happy birthday there. There's Drew on the wall. I've knocked one of them down, one of the things. Oh, look, I'm not wearing my shoes yet. So anyway, birthdays are a big deal to E-Rock. And she makes, all holidays are. So she did a great job. I have to wear this. Do like that. Maybe. How about that? How about that? There we go. All right. Okay. So 42 candles for your boy today. 42 candles. Getting older every day. All right, let's see. We're going to say some good mornings here. Congrats to Paul Skenes, named a Major League Baseball All-Star. He becomes the first ever. How about this piece of history? Paul Skenes becomes the first ever number one overall pick to earn an All-Star berth the year following the draft. So that's not to say, look, there have been former number one picks that have earned all-star berths as rookies. That's not the point. It's most guys spend years in the minor leagues, then get called up. Paul Skenes is the first number one pick to do it like within a year, basically within a year of being drafted. So Paul Skenes was drafted July the 9th, 2023. July 7th, 2024, less than a calendar year later, he's an all-star. Incredible. So congrats to Paul Skenes on earning the All-Star berth there as in his rookie season. Also, congrats to Angel Reese, set a WNBA record, not a rookie record, a record with 13 consecutive double-doubles. She breaks that record, which had been set by the great Candace Parker, and the season record is 22 by Tina Charles. So Angel should blow that out of the water here in a rookie season. So a lot of former Tigers doing great work, so we wish them well. One other note, if you've Locked on LSU is live, talked about DJ Pickett, so 5-star number one corner in the country out of the state of Florida. He is down to his final 3. It had been 4, and he already announced his decision date, July 17th, so coming up in 9 days. DJ Pickett's going to announce his school, and he's dumped Georgia from his list, so it's down to Miami, LSU, and Oregon are his final 3. And if you want to catch Locked on LSU today, I did reference this, but I'll read the quote for you here if you haven't heard it yet. But On 3, Shea Dixon over at On 3, they caught up with DJ Pickett, and I love this quote about Corey Raymond. This is DJ Pickett, 5-star number one cornerback in the country out of the state of Florida, said, quote, "Me and Coach Raymond, me and his relationship is like no other. I feel like he cares for me even when I am not committed to the team or a school yet. He is just a person who really cares for me, someone I feel I can go to about anything." Went on to say, "I liked LSU before Corey Raymond got there, but once he left Florida and went to LSU, it was a no-brainer to go visit and see how everything is. He said, once I visit, I would love it. So, two uncommitted cornerbacks in the top 10 are DJ Pickett and Jabari Antoine. If LSU manages to land them both, now all of a sudden you're cooking again in that secondary. Okay, let's say some good mornings. Please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Facebook. Like the page, follow along, share the post, all that stuff. We appreciate you for being there. And all right, here we go. David Tolson, amazing rookie season for Paul Skenes. I certainly didn't see an all-star selection at the beginning of the season. What an incredible start to his MLB career. And remember also, Dave, you're right. Remember also, like the big storyline around Paul Skenes earlier in the year was that the Pirates didn't call him up. Like he should have probably been part of the opening day roster and part of the rotation. Clearly he should have been, but they were trying to extend his usage time so that way they would have him put off arbitration for another year. So the longer they delayed, ultimately it's got to the point. It's like, what are you actually waiting for at this point? I mean, like, are you trying to win games? Are you trying to be better? And I understand, like, this was a thing with Chris Bryant a few years back with the Cubs, but where everyone knew Chris Bryant should have been called up, and they kept waiting because they wanted to have, they wanted to be able to have his rights for longer. The Pirates right now, 42-47. They're 5 games under 500. They're 10 back in the division of the Brewers. So, maybe it's one of those things where you could look division. Let's see. I'm trying to see how far back they are on the wild card. Well, I guess it really depends on the division leaders. Phillies, Dodgers, Brewers, Braves. The Padres, I get. No. Let's see. Phillies. So Phillies, Dodgers, Brewers, Braves, Cardinals, Padres, Diamondbacks, Mets, Giants, Pirates. So they're buried pretty far down, but they're just 4.5 back from the Padres for a wild card spot and 2.5 back from the Diamondbacks. So anyway, I guess my point is, like, they're not completely out. Division race they may not be able to make a charge into that, but anyway, yes, congrats to Paul Skenes. Great start. Huey, good morning, Matt. As a prominent LSU professor, what do you think my chances are for getting on with LSU's collective and leading fundraising? I messaged John. I buried the hatchet there. I felt bad about being aggressive. I like Morning Scone to be a very welcoming place. I don't want there to be animosity on Morning Scone. It's people having their coffee and bringing their kids to school or going to work or whatever. And so I like this to be a very fun, welcoming place. I don't like this to be a screaming, animosity-filled place. There's so much of that in sports already as there is. That was pretty good, Huey. I don't really even feel like going back and explaining the whole thing for those that missed it a couple of days ago, because then I feel like I'm just kicking the anthill on the whole thing again. Kobe, what's going on? Good morning. Brian Penn, good morning from Williamsport, Maryland. Congrats to the best pitcher in LSU history. Brian said, besides Ben McDonald. I think, now Ben pitched for 3 years, obviously, and Skenes just won. I will say Paul Skenes is the greatest arm talent that LSU ever had. He broke Ben McDonald's strikeout record. The best career at LSU ever was Aaron Nola. And his number 10 should be retired, by the way. But I think that's we can go back to 1992 when Lloyd Peaver was undefeated. Had a great season. There's been a lot of great seasons in LSU history. I think Paul Skenes, though, stands alone for his 1 year in Baton Rouge, the greatest season by a pitcher. Greatest career at LSU, though, was Aaron Nola. Jason H., good morning. Happy birthday, Uncle Scone. Brian, thank you very much. Baby Bobby, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Bubba, thank you. Appreciate it. Jake Knoll, a couple days ago, I read that a linebacker from Catholic transferred to IMG. Do you know anything about him? I don't remember his name. Honestly, Jake, no, I'm not sure who that is. I don't mind checking. As a matter of fact, I was texting this morning with hang on, with Ben De Palma, who's been a lifelong friend, and is the AD over at Catholic now. Well, let me text him later. I'm curious who it was. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it later. I'll see if I can find it for you. Tim, what's going on? Good morning. Randall Offline. Who's the Korean pitcher that people are saying is better than Skenes? He's also a rookie. I'll say this. I think you're talking about the kid from the Dodgers. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm trying to look it up, see if I get it. It's like Hyun Seok, something like that. It's a hyphenated last name. It would anyway. One of the things I'm always interested in with the Japanese and the Korean pitchers is a lot of times like what happened with Hideo Nomo. If you remember, Nomo came in as a rookie and was awesome and threw a no-hitter and he had the funky delivery. Now this is going back to like 95, 96. When did Hideo Nomo come into the league? Nomo's 55 years old. Wow. So Nomo came into the league from Japan in 95. So, and he had the funky delivery with the high leg kick where he paused and hit the ball. And it took MLB hitters a while to figure him out. Once they saw him a few times, then they started to get going against him. And that's kind of been my same thing with Paul Skenes. Like, I wonder once the league sees Paul Skenes 3 and 4 and 5 times, how do they adjust to him? And then in turn, how does he continue to adjust? That sort of cat and mouse game. It'll be fascinating. I mean, 102 is still 102, but guys at that level can hit 102. It's when all of his secondary stuff is working the way it is, it makes him so good. I know that's not the question you asked, but I do always wonder about that, specifically with foreign pitchers who are coming in. Remember, who was the guy, the gyro ball guy that went to Boston? What was his name? Matsuzaka. That was it. 2006, Daisuke Matsuzaka. That was it. And the Yankees and the Red Sox were in this hot bid. That's when Steinbrenner was just trying to buy every prospect he could because he was trying to win another one before he died, and they ended up losing on Daisuke. But anyway, same thing. Leon Williams, thank you so much, man. Travis Whitney, good morning. Jason Bravo, you rock. KG Country, very happy birthday edition. Skenes ruined my transfer portal expectations. Makes you appreciate what you have when you have it. That's a great point. Like, I think some of the angst about LSU in the portal this year is like, well, where's the next Paul Skenes? Nowhere. Never. Like, maybe check me again in 30 years. Like what you had with Ben McDonald. It took 30 years to get someone of that ilk again. And it'll probably take another 30 before you see another guy like that come through, because those guys, like, do you understand the history? I know you do, Sean, but like, I'm just saying, generally speaking, the history that we just talked about with Major League Baseball, where Paul Skenes is the first ever number one pick to become an all-star the year he was drafted. I mean, it's insane to really think about that. So, yes, what we're seeing is unprecedented. Don't expect another Paul Skenes to come through the portal or anywhere anytime soon. Christian, happy birthday. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Tim, thank you so much. Getting to be an old man like me. Getting there. Wacky Chris, morning, Matt. Is it surprising Skenes got the All-Star nod? Happy birthday. Shout out to Aaron Nola for notching his 100th Major League win this past week. Good call on the Aaron Nola shout out. Calici. Surprising Skenes got the nod only because baseball tends to be a bunch of old crotchety curmudgeons, and they don't typically like to do things that are unprecedented because the game is rooted in so much history. But he's absolutely worthy and deserving. And I think the bigger question will be, what about Cy Young voting? You have to throw 162 innings to qualify for a lot of the stuff like ERA and all that sort of stuff, which averages out like to 1 inning per game played. So you have to make enough starts to be able to accrue those innings. And Paul Skenes isn't pacing to do that because he didn't start the season on the big league roster. So, like, what if he continues at this pace though for the next 3 months? Are you going to tell me he makes a dozen more starts and you're not going to have Paul Skenes in the Cy Young conversation? It doesn't make sense. So we'll see what they do. Travis, happy birthday, blessed day. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate it. Bradley, thank you so much. Kobe, thank you. Kurt, good morning. Dale, do you really believe Pickett's going to Oregon and getting that bag? I don't know, Dale. See, this is do I believe Oregon and Miami offered it? Of course I do. And it's what's allowed in NIL now. And those are two of the healthier collectives, of course, where you've got John Ruiz down at Miami and, of course, Phil Knight and all the Nike money. So, yes, of course, I do believe that. They believe that's a big reason why you've seen some of the crystal balls over 24/7 shift to Oregon. He just took an official visit there. A lot of times when you get the last official visit, it's a you kind of get, it's like your opportunity to make the final impression. But then again, Decorian Moore made his final official to LSU, and everyone thought he was going to pick Texas, and he picked Oregon. So we'll see. So hey, Trisha Hill, good morning. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Hope you're all having a great summer. Abner Neal, morning. Happy birthday, Matt. Pray this is the best year yet. Thank you, Abner. Very kind to you, man. Leon Williams, wondering if Skenes would get the nod. Also very cool. I don't know if you noticed in the video hang on. I think I can hang on. Let me see. I think I can show this to y'all. Give me 1 second if you haven't seen it yet. Where is it? Here it is. Here's the video from the Pirates on when Paul Skenes was announced that he got the All-Star nod. And so they're in the team, they're in the clubhouse, and their manager announces the nod. Look what he gives him.
And for his first time, Paul Skenes.
And I'm just grateful for all you guys. Since the first day I've been here, I've been a part of the team, so couldn't have done it without you guys.
So they gave him a bottle of Dom Perignon, so not a bad gift from your skipper whenever you get your All-Star nod. So pretty cool. All right, please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel. That's what you could, that could be your birthday gift to me, is you could smash the like button. You could subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate that greatly. Or you can give us a shot at Parrish. I'd actually probably appreciate that even more. So with all the rain we had this weekend, if you have or think you might have a roof issue, we'd love to give you that free, no obligation roofing inspection. Parrishbuilt.com, parrishbuilt.com. Go to the website. Website's pinned in the YouTube chat. So thank you. Matt Plavidal. Morning, Matt. Did you tell Gramps to suck it, nerd? You said he went to Jesuit. I'm a Brother Martin grad. Happy birthday. So, Matt, I don't know if you know this. My dad is a Brother Martin grad as well. He was actually in the second class. We did 2 years at Aloysius. And then when Aloysius and Coriezu merged, he was the second class of Brother Martin. So as a kid, I went to a lot of Brother Martin football games. I still know the Brother Martin fight song, believe it or not. So we are in this household a Brothers of the Sacred Heart, Catholic High Brother Martin family. But yeah, my Gramps was a Jesuit guy. So that's my mom's dad, by the way. My dad's dad went to Warren Easton back in the 50s. So anyway, yeah, I did not tell Gramps to suck it, nerd. I would never say that to Gramps. Gramps is 91 and he's sharp as a tack, man. Bubba, congrats to Dylan Cruz and Trey Morgan for making the Futures All-Star game. Yep. Talked about that a little bit last week. Trey Morgan now hitting. He was at back-to-back 4-hit nights. He's now hitting 383, 384, something like that. In high A, dude needs to get a call up to double A. Needs it quickly. Breezy Bro, what up? Kirk Taylor, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Hunter Broadhead, Matt, morning, happy birthday. What did you think about SI saying Carr was the Saints' most underrated player? Didn't see it. And so I don't know the context with which they explain that. Hard for me to say that Derek Carr is underrated when someone's played for a decade and you know what he is. If I'm thinking of underrated, I'm thinking of who is someone who's outperformed what the awareness or acknowledgement of that person is. So when I think of an underrated player for the Saints, I would probably think of someone like Pete Werner, who when he's been on the field has been awesome, but I think very few people know his name. Demario Davis has been a perennial All-Pro. I think Werner, when he's healthy, has been really, really good. I just don't think many people know Pete Werner. I could say the same for Paulson Adebo. I would bet you we all know Paulson Adebo, but I bet you around the NFL, maybe in NFL circles, but fans around the NFL, right? Maybe not have as much awareness about Paulson Adebo. Like, he's a guy who after the season, if the Saints don't pay him, could get broke off and people would look around and go, really? And then they look into him and they go, oh, long-rangey athletes, started since he was a rookie, could play boundary or slot. And that was the thing about Adebo as well. If you remember when he got drafted, he didn't play the COVID year and then had an injury. And so it was kind of like his star, a little of the luster, had kind of worn off. But so getting Adebo, and Saints got him around 3, right? It was second round or third. I think Adebo was around 3, wasn't he? I think he was around 3. Yeah, third round. It felt like it, I think will continue to feel more and more like a steal. Lewis, thank you so much, man. Appreciate that, Lewis. Gary, morning, Uncle Scone. You see where CBS has Bama going 10-2 and beating us. Hope we do better on a 4th and 31. Yes, I do too. So I did see the CBS record projection for LSU. They had LSU losing to Ole Miss and Bama. I don't think LSU loses both of those games. I think there's a good chance they split those games. And I really like LSU at home against Ole Miss, y'all. The more I look at that game, first of all, Ole Miss hasn't won in Baton Rouge since 2008. So it's been a long time since Ole Miss has won in Tiger Stadium. That's number one. Number two is, and that was Jeremiah Masoli, if you remember that 2008 game. Number two, and I know I've said this to y'all before, but like LSU has the open date before Ole Miss comes here, and Ole Miss has to play at South Carolina. So Ole Miss will be playing the second of back-to-back road conference games, and LSU gets an open date before they play Ole Miss. I like LSU in that home game against Ole Miss. I do. I'm going to be very interested to see what Bama is come November. New coach, all the new stuff there. The one that I've told you really worries me is the road game at A&M. That's the second of back-to-back road games for LSU. They're at Arkansas, then at A&M. So I do worry a little bit about that one, probably more so than like if you're looking for the one that you go, what's the one that we're not talking about that could be the tricky one? So A&M is at Mississippi State before they host LSU. So they do have a road game before they host LSU, but for LSU, it's the second of back-to-back road conference games. Wayne Blanchard, good morning. Larry Gardner, thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Appreciate it. Ethan, good morning. Cortland, Reese, and Skenes killing it. Yeah, they are. Chris Keller, thank you so much. Hey, Rick, thank you. Still young. Hey, 42, I feel young. I'm 42. I'm getting up there. I don't feel old, though. I still feel the same as I always have, which is great. Look at that. Jonathan said, happy birthday. It's my sister's birthday today. Great birthday. Happy birthday to your sister as well. I have a few friends that are July 8th birthdays as well. which is pretty cool. Share your birthday with somebody that you know. Chase Cottom, thank you very much, Chase. James, good morning. Cortland, thank you very much. Brian, good morning. Trivia, good morning. Happy birthday. Thank you, man. Trivia, so Drew's birthday party is coming up on Saturday. And so Drew's birthday is the 18th, but we're having the party on Saturday. We always do it right before I leave for SEC Media Days. So, and Erica's got the Hershey bars, man. She insists she's going to mail them to you this year. I'll believe it when I see it, but she's got them. Leon Skenes is as dominant a pitcher in his rookie as guys like Doc Gooden. I hope this team can build behind him. And Reese is a beast. Glad she is getting noticed. Got it. Gary Petrie, not 40, 42, man. I had 40 a couple of years ago. Eric and I celebrated my 40th. We went up to New York and did a few days up in the city. Went to the Yankees. So I actually saw the Yankees play the Astros that day. But yeah, 42, man. 42 is just a number, right? Just 42. Nicole, thank you so much. Incognito, happy birthday, thumb. That is a reference to the A&M people saying I look like a thumb, which I kind of do. Kelly Gross, good morning. Leon, is Skenes eligible for Cy Young and MVP consideration? So again, I know. So the 30 writers in each league vote for the award. And look, we've seen relievers win the Cy Young before, so you don't have to meet those criteria. But but to qualify, like to be the ERA leader or whatever, right? You have to hit 162 innings pitched, for a starter. So, like, would some voters? Because Skenes is unlikely to hit 162 innings pitched because he didn't start the season with the big club. So, like, would some voters hold that against him if he finishes with 135 innings pitched? Let's say he's, 4 or 5 starts shy of meeting that threshold, those criteria. Would some voters hold that against him? Maybe, but he's got a sub-3 ERA. The strikeouts are incredible, all that sort of stuff. So yes, he's eligible for it. It's just. And he's not going to win the MVP. It's very, very rare that you see pitchers win the MVP because they're not affecting the game every day. But it'll just be interesting to see what voters do. The fact that he's in the All-Star game as a rookie, I think, is a good sign, though. Dustin Balello, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Hey, Brent, thank you very much. Darren, appreciate it. Rick, good morning. Thank you so much. Quentin, appreciate it. Thank you all very much for all the birthday wishes. Brad, good morning. I'm in Las Vegas. Yesterday was a record 120 degrees. Yeah, 120 is I know there's the whole thing that people from here say, oh, well, it's a dry heat. No, 120 degrees feels like you're in an oven. You're just baking in an oven. Jordan, been a while. Good morning from Sherwood. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate you for being there. Brian, happy birthday. It's all downhill from here. I disagree with that, Brian. It's only getting better, man. Every day is better than the one before, and I'm looking forward to today and tomorrow and whatever else is in the future. Brett, anyone else going to be at the Lafayette ESPN party on Wednesday? I'd love to meet some of you. Brett, I'll be there, man. Make sure you come by and say hello, man. Looking forward to it. So I'll be doing AFR from 520 Rue Jefferson in Lafayette for the ESPN Lafayette and Lake Charles 1 year anniversary bash. So looking forward to being there. Hope to see a lot of y'all there if you can come on out. Scott Fields, good morning. Brian Broom, what's good? Hey, Dad, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Robert Potts, Matt, happy birthday. Hope you have an awesome Monday full of joy and family. What will be the drink of choice tonight? I don't know, Robert. It's a good question. Erica was asking me that. She's like, you want anything special? Do you want any like dinner or dessert? I'm like, we went to Supper Club on Saturday. We kind of did our big birthday dinner. I don't really need anything else. Maybe I'll have me a little pour of whiskey and record Locked on LSU and just kind of have a low-key night. So That's not super fun, is it? But I think we had our big super fun night on Saturday. Ethan wondering, Matt, if a fan gives a donation to the collective, can they choose what sport it goes to, or does the collective get to choose? You can earmark funds for a certain sport. Yes, you can designate what sport you want to give to, and I know there are also donation efforts like that's coaches from their individual sports have solicited for their athletes. And that's kind of what was happening is all the coaches were kind of doing their own fundraising for a while there. Like if Kim Mulkey needed something, she'd go to her women's basketball donors and say, hey, we need to take care of this player. Can you help? And so on. Brian Wynn, RJ Fleming, Richard is the player transferred from Catholic to IMG. A recard. Got a recard. Okay. Brett, thank you, man. Lisa, good morning, Matt. Happy birthday. Hope you have a great birthday. Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate it very much. Off to a great start. Jake, I think the Catholic transfer to IMG isn't Catholic High Baton Rouge. My apologies. Okay, all good. Thanks for letting me know. I like I said, I hadn't heard that, but we'll I don't mind following up. Cliff, what's good? Happy birthday, my dude. Great locked on today. LFG team Drew. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, if y'all could, I'll keep reminding you, Locked on LSU daily podcast, whatever podcast app you use. If you just search Locked on LSU and subscribe, or YouTube, Locked on LSU, subscribe, smash the like, all that sort of stuff. Daily LSU content, all original content, record from right here every night to publish the next morning. So the pod goes live at 3 a.m. Central. The YouTube video format premieres at 7 a.m. Central. So however you want to consume, we appreciate you for being there. Darren, if you had to pick wide receiver 3, who would it be? Obviously, Lacey's 1. I think Hilton locked up 2. Haven't heard much about who's going to take the 3 spot. You have Anderson, Sampson, and Parker. Well, Darren, you forgot about both the transfers, and I think that's the answer with C.J. Daniels and Xavion Thomas. I think actually the way I would say it, Darren, is I think C.J. Daniels has more receptions. I think Chris Hilton has more touchdowns. That's how I think it goes. I think Chris Hilton becomes almost like Terrace Marshall was, your deep ball threat, your touchdown, your home run hitter. But I think Daniels probably has more receptions than Hilton. Hey, Janet, good morning. Thank you so much. My friend Michael, morning. Currently headed to Atlanta, flying out to Nevada for a church mission trip. Won't be able to be here for Morning Scone for the rest of the week. Happy birthday. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Hope you have a great trip out to Nevada, or Nevada, as I believe the Nevadans say. But hope you have a great trip, man. Brad Baker, will LSU's NIL program get better to the point where they can compete for some of these 5 stars? Well, Brad, remember, you've already got 2 5 stars committed, including the number 1 player in the country who's a quarterback from Michigan. And then you've got Harlan Berry, the number 1 running back in the country, a 5-star committed. And you're in on DJ Pickett, who's the number 1 cornerback in the country. So you're already competing for some of those 5 stars. I know I'm repetitive, and I try not to be repetitive because I want to say things a different way, but I think sometimes you have to say things and be consistent. You're never going to get everybody, okay? Can you build a class and a roster with enough good players to win at the highest level? And I think the answer is yes, especially in football, if you put a fence around the state. You get Harlan Berry, you get Jabari Antoine, you keep the best players home, you're going to always be able to build a roster good enough to win. So that's LSU's competitive advantage. If LSU were in a place that wasn't as talent rich, or where you weren't the only Power 5, think about Ole Miss and Mississippi State. That's the challenge. And Mississippi has a lot of talent, but you've got 2 SEC schools, and then you're also flanked by LSU, Auburn, and Alabama, who all come into your state to pluck away talent as well. So you're never able to keep all the guys there in that state. Every kid in Louisiana grows up wanting to play at LSU. So that's a huge advantage that you'll always have. Tiger Diver, good morning. Thank you so much. Charlie Cavell, what up, dude? Good morning. Thank you, Charlie. Appreciate it. Ronnie Duga, happy birthday. Have a great day. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Ronnie, you got me on your calendar. Thank you, dude. I appreciate you, man. Weston Weaver, morning. Thank you so much. Steven, typical Skeen, short on words, huge on actions. Very true. It is interesting, man. You know, his year in Baton Rouge, he wasn't like the super vocal leader, but definitely led with his actions. And sometimes that can be even more impactful. So Kirk, video production on Morning Scone. We're getting fancy. Well, honestly, you know what, Kirk? What happened is, so in doing Locked on LSU now, the Locked on LSU video production, they use StreamYard. The same thing I'm using here. And they use a lot more of the bells and whistles. So I had to go through training for how to do the Locked On shows on StreamYard, and I learned a lot about StreamYard by going through that training. And so there's a lot of more things that I can do here, and we'll continue to try to incorporate. So Beyond the Crown, good morning. Thank you so much. Tiger Diver, as long as Mario C is at Miami, they won't win anything. I tend to agree. Mario Cristobal, who's got the reputation as a great recruiter, but he was a failed head coach at Florida International, went to Oregon, had moderate success, got hired away by Miami. Miami's just a tough job, man. Well, you have money and some history and a wealth of talent around you, you just don't have a ton of support. It's almost like USC. Like if they're winning, people are interested, but if you're not, people don't care. They just disengage. So it's tough. It's a tougher place to win consistently. Kirk, what's Cruz's hang up at AAA? Figured he would have been called up. I hope Cruz is a September call up. A lot of times that has to do with the big club. Gary, what are these kids done to warrant the amount of money they're getting? Gary. Gary, you know there's people who pay millions of dollars for tiny pieces of cardboard with pictures of old baseball players printed on them. It's a tiny piece of cardboard with a picture of a baseball player printed on it. Why in the world would people pay millions of dollars for that? That's what the market will bear, Gary. That is free enterprise. If someone's willing to pay for it, they're worth it. You're taking a shot. You're taking a flyer. People want to win. So, like, you go and NIL is legal. You invest in players that you think are going to help you win. Like, if you don't like it, I don't really care if you like it or not. I don't mean to be disrespectful, Gary, but like, what have they done? Well, they've worked. They first of all, genetically were blessed to be born with great ability, and then they've worked really hard during their high school years to put themselves in a position to be one of the best high school players in the country that projects to be a great college player that's going to help teams win. I mean, that's what the market is. Is it a bubble that maybe bursts eventually? Maybe. But I got news for you, Gary. With respect, every school forever has been paying players out of high school to go play collegiately. They've just been doing it under the table. Now it's legal. Now you just hear about it. Not my school. My school's not cheating. Yes, your school was always cheating. Vicky, good morning. Happy birthday. Hope you had an amazing day. Thank you, Vicky. I appreciate it very much. ML Fody, Cars never won a playoff game. Yeah, Derek Carr's not a good player. He's a low teens, high 20s starting quarterback in the NFL. Matthew Thomas, blessings and happy birthday from Pecos, Texas. Forever LSU, go Tigers. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate it, man. Hope you have an awesome day. Great name, too. Damon Hinderberger. Thank you, Damon. Noah, what's good, man? You taking over under 9.5 for the Tigers this season? Noah, I'm leaning. I haven't made my final decision yet, Noah. I want to look a little deeper at things, and I kind of want to wait in the fall camp to see how not only LSU looks, but a lot of the competition looks. But I am leaning over 9.5 because, and it's, again, not just who you play, but when and where you play them. We mentioned Ole Miss. Like, You get Ole Miss at home when you're coming off a bye and they're playing the second of a back-to-back. You play Bama, and yes, Bama's going to be a tough game. It's in Baton Rouge, but you're coming off a bye again in that spot. New coach also with Bama. Oklahoma, I think, could be a tough game, but you get Vanderbilt before you play Oklahoma. That was a lucky draw from the league. You got in the year that the schedules changed, you get Vanderbilt in Baton Rouge. I mean, just get out your Sharpie and scribble a W there. So, I mean, you could have drawn Tennessee or Kentucky and Lexington. I mean, that could have been a lot more. It could have been Georgia. You get Vanderbilt at home. So I think the schedule shapes up to where, fellas, you could start 5-0. Just don't stub your toe against USC or the Gamecocks. Like, start 5-0. Then you're home against Ole Miss. And if you get that game, I think the worst you do down the stretch is 4-2. And then you go 10-2. I mean, I really think I think I would lean over. But the key is you got to start 5-0. You can't stub your toe against SC or SC. Steven over 9.5. Deborah, good morning. Thank you so much. Cortland, I was at the 08 game against Ole Miss. Yeah, I'm a little behind on comments. Huh? I apologize. All right, let me get rolling a little bit here. I do have my 9 o'clock meeting at Guarantee, so I got about 10 more minutes and I need to bounce. Gunner, good morning. Did you see Aaron Nola got his 100th career win? Did see that and fired up for him, man. What a pillar of consistency he's been with that organization. Phillies are the best team in baseball right now, too. Gunner, also happy 60. 60. Hey, look, if I'm 60 and still got, my dark beard and if I look and feel this good at 60, I'll take it. Christian, seen a lot of offensive rankings. People think Bama will be an elite offense. I cannot fathom why. Their offensive line is worse than last year when it wasn't good. And who's going to catch the ball? I agree. By the way, Bama's win total is over-under is 9.5. Same as LSU's. Whereas Nick has never, in 17, well, I guess after the first year in 07, Nick lost 3 games one time. And I'm not talking about regular season. I'm talking 3 games total one time, 2010. They lost in Baton Rouge. They lost at South Carolina. Alshon Jeffrey and that crew, if you remember that game. And then they lost the Cam Newton game where Alabama was up big and Cam led the big comeback. Was it 28-0, something like that? That's the only time after his first year that Nick Saban ever lost 3 games in Tuscaloosa. I think like when we go to media days and people always ask, what's your bold prediction? I'm telling you, my bold prediction this year is Alabama's going to lose 3 games in the regular season. Steven, read somewhere Skenes is the first number 1 pick to make the All-Star game the following year. Yep. Mentioned that. And I'd love to give attribution for that number, but it is true. So we mentioned it earlier in the show today too, Stephen. So it's not Bob Nightingale. Bob Nightingale is the one that had that stat from USA Today. So there have been number 1 picks to make All-Star games. And there have been number 1 picks to make All-Star games as rookies. Paul Skenes is the first ever number 1 pick to make the All-Star game in the season after he was drafted. So, I mean, Paul Skenes was drafted July 9th. He was announced an All-Star July 7th. Literally less than a calendar year from drafted, he was announced as an All-Star. It's incredible. Guy Brooks, good morning. Hey, Will Weathers, good morning. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing great, Will. Guy Brooks, Matt, where in Lafayette will you be? I'd love to meet you. Yeah, Guy, we'll be so it's 520 Rue Jefferson is downtown. That building, so Delta Media, the affiliate that owns ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. So that's Delta Media owns that building, and they do a lot of events out there. So when they did their launch party a year ago, we did the show from there, and so that's where the birthday bash will be. So 520 Rue Jefferson, downtown Lafayette. Be there on Wednesday for AFR. Kirk Taylor, Rufino's taking a back seat to Supper Club. Dun, dun, dun. No, not a back seat. I think both are awesome, and Rufino's go to Rufino's all the time. But you can go to more than one place. But no, it was great. We had Saturday, we had the private room over at Supper Club. There was 11 of us that went, and it was a great day, great time. So Great meal too, man. My goodness. I had steak. A lot of people at our table had the Chilean sea bass, which I did actually take from some leftovers home. But the Chilean sea bass was awesome. Both my parents got the veal parm, which is otherworld. Which I was going to get the veal parm until when I went there and they had the Sagrera cut, the strip Sagrera cut. So I ordered that. Brother-in-law had the lamb chops. I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, it's an unbelievable food experience no matter what you order at Supper Club. The food's great. Pat Huseman, happy birthday, Scone. Happy birthday to my wife, Samantha Huseman. Well, how about Samantha? Great birthday to you, Samantha. You picked a great day, July the 8th. I wonder what year, Pat. Do we want to say what year? I wonder if Sam and I might be the same date as well, not the same day. Randall, why is Dylan Cruz not playing in the show? I think it'll be a September call-up. I'd be surprised if he wasn't a September call-up. Wendell, what's going on? Matt Plavidal, you going to start nightcap? Probably not, man. Not as consistently, just because I record locked on usually whenever Eric is getting Drew ready for bed. So that 9 to 10 window is like when I record locked on for the next day. So I don't want to start nightcap too late, but maybe I can plan Wednesdays to get nightcap. I'll try to get locked on done earlier, and so I could do nightcap, but we'll see. I'd love to do it. It's just logistically planning it. I got to take care of. Good comp. Chris Hilton, like Traven Durrell. Good comp. I like it. Not the guy that necessarily is going to be the guy that's going to get you, 70, 80 receptions, but might have 10 touchdowns with 45 receptions. Great speed, deep threat. Let's see, Traven Durrell. I like that comp. Let's see, Durrell. So Durrell's best season at LSU was 2014. He had 37 catches for 758 yards and 7 touchdowns. His long was 94. He averaged 20 and a half yards per reception that year. I think that's the kind of season Chris Hilton could have. That's a good comp, Steven. It's a very good comp. Kerry Hughes, any word on the A&M player in the portal who was a big LSU target? Baseball? If you're talking about baseball, you're probably talking about Caden Kent, and Caden Kent is staying at A&M. I mean, A&M, look, you carry one of the lockdown episodes we did maybe Friday or Saturday. I kind of went through a lot of those targets for LSU, and it's just kind of obvious how teams have allocated their NIL resources, right? Arkansas with Dave Van Horn allocated their resources toward pitching. Tennessee went infield and offense. A&M went to retention. Jace Laviolette, Gavin Grahovac, Caden Kent. So LSU's just done it differently, but I think they've done an amazing job with this portal class so far. Taylor Hudson, good morning, happy birthday. Thank you, Taylor. Appreciate it. Hey, Michael Angeron, what's going on? Matt, I'll never forget your birthday since you and my son Hayden share the day. All right, he turns 9. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Hayden as well. I love this, man. Look at all the July 8th birthdays. 8's my lucky number, and I love it, man. So happy birthday to Hayden as well, Michael. I hope he has an awesome day. Hope you all have a great time celebrating Hayden today, man. Gary, come on, Gary. Is that like come with the kick drum, Gary? Come with the kick drum, Gary. Come with kick drum. Melanie Willis, good morning, Matt. Happy birthday. Thank you. Heading to Vegas for the game. Do you know of any good party bus rental companies? Oh, I can't help you with that. I'm sorry. If you Google party bus rental in Vegas, I'm sure you'll have plenty pop up, but I wouldn't wait on that though. Really, I think just judging by the flights out there that weekend, being that it is Labor Day weekend, the game going on, I think it's going to be pretty crowded. I wouldn't wait if you're looking to do something like that. Mike, happy birthday, Scone. Are you a traditional HBD song fan, or do you throw in a cha-cha-cha? I don't think I do the cha-chas. Maybe as a kid I did the cha-cha-chas, and many more on Channel 4, Scooby-Doo on Channel 2, all that sort of stuff. Steven, random quick question. Are there any show plans for Saturday in Vegas, just Friday and Sunday? So, Steven, just Friday and Sunday. We were we were talking about doing a specialty show Saturday, and the logistics and quite honestly, if we're going to do anything like that, it's going to be added sales value, right? When we sell packages, and the logistics and the sales of that show didn't make a lot of sense. And then we also thought, like, Saturday is the big day of college football. So, I mean, you're going to have games all day. And I think people are going to be doing their Vegas thing and watching football and also. No, so we're not going to we decided against a Saturday show. So our full lineup of shows at Mandalay Bay, MGM Sportsbook Mandalay Bay, full lineup on Friday. So OTB, Hunt, me. Jimmy and Charles are doing their show, but they're doing their show at a different location. Jimmy has his own deal with a different sports book. And then Sunday, you'll have Eagle 98.1 game day. Pre-game, very likely at House of Blues. We're still ironing out those details, but very likely House of Blues. And then post-game and Whiskey and Wine back at MGM. Hey, Patricia Brown. Good morning, Miss Tricia. Hope you're doing awesome. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. We got to visit soon. Been too long. Cortland, we will see if the Phillies can hold on after the All-Star break. Dale, game coin still viable? Absolutely. And y'all, the next year in crypto is going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. The bull run, like what we saw in 2021, it's just starting now. Like 24 through 25, like through next fall will be like through fall 25. The next year is going to be a lot of fun. Kirk, Bama win total 9.5. Bama burning, especially once we go under that number. Cliff, if you look as good as I do at my age, then you're doing well. I'm okay with that flex, Cliff. I'm okay with it. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Samuel Smith, my cousin's part owner of Supper Club, always recommends the house rolls as a side, the butter cake for dessert. We did both, as a matter of fact. So we did a couple orders of the rolls, and then we had 11 people, so we did 2 orders of the butter cake and the creme brulee for dessert. It was awesome. Kirk, is Scone and Tea coming back? Possibly, Kirk. One of my objectives this week is to push to see if we can get that done, because what we were talking with one of the sports books last month about bringing Scone and Tea back, likely around Thursday night football this year at one of the sports books. So hopefully we can get that done. Look at this. Cortland, my wife's grandmother, is 99 today. That's awesome, man. Another July. Look at all the July 8th birthdays. I love this, man. Happy birthday to Grandma. Cortland, you'll have to be back here next year, man, when she turns 100. We'll do a big celebration for our 100th. That'd be awesome. Will Drew know it's your birthday? Yeah, man. Eric will make sure. So we've been saying, Eric has been practicing with him. What do you tell Daddy on Monday? Happy birthday, Daddy. So he knows. James McKinney, thank you so much, man. Bruno, you're sharing a birthday with my wife, celebrating from Belgium. Look at that, man. Look at all the July 8th birthdays. We share a birthday with Toby Keith, R.I.P., and Sophia Bush, the actress from One Tree Hill. There's someone else who is a big July 8th birthday. Kevin Bacon, Milo Ventimiglia, Sophia Bush, and Sophia Bush and I are the same age. We're July 8th, 1982. She's 42 today. Wolfgang Puck, Angelica Houston. There's somebody else. Like, there's somebody else that was John D. Rockefeller. I knew there was a rich guy. John D. Rockefeller was July 8th. And Toby Keith. There we go. How do you like me now that I'm on my way? All right, let's roll through here. It's 8:24. I got to get going. Ben Giat, happy on the 23rd of 82. There you go, man. 40 seconds coming up, man. Matt, who's your breakout player on offense and defense for LSU? Caleb Jackson is the obvious one. Deshaun Womack isn't a bad one on defense either. I might give you Jordan Gilbert, though. I know it's maybe cheating because he's a transfer, but Jordan Gilbert, I think, has a big year. Steven, good call. Going to be a marathon that Saturday. It is. That's so true. God, then I keep forgetting. We're going to be in Vegas. It'll be 9 a.m., the early kickoffs. All right, 3 more. Rachel, good morning. Thank you so much. Ocho's. I'll follow up with Ocho again. I would love to get him before the season starts, but he's ghosted me the last few times I've reached out. So feels like she's going to outlive us all. Oh, your grandma, yeah. All right, last one. Joe, what up, Joe Juba? Happy birthday, Matt. What's the drink of choice this evening? Joe, I'm not sure, man. I'll pour a whiskey tonight, most likely, and raise a glass and just have a low-key evening with Eric and Drew. So looking forward to it, man. All right, thank y'all so much for watching. Time to bounce. Please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Brock Rock and Wine, y'all. Saturday, July 27th. We'll see you there. Tickets, brortho.com, presented by Audi of Baton Rouge. brortho.com for tickets in Tiger Stadium. Great opportunity. Food, wine, live music. South Stadium Club at Tiger Stadium. Great location. brortho.com. And, of course, Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Love to give you that free no obligation roofing inspection. Parishbuilt.com. Jerry, thank you so much, man. You got it, Jerry. Got it. And all right, Cliff. See you, man. Y'all be good. Have a great day.